Hey everybody, welcome back. So we're about to hop into another reaction, this time Dark Season 1, Episode 3, titled Past and Present. If it's your first time visiting the channel, hello, welcome. I've already seen Dark before. This is actually my revisit of the series. So if you're interested in seeing my first initial reaction to the series, go ahead and check it out on my YouTube page. I also have full reactions available on my Patreon for my initial reactions, as well as my revisit to the series. So, yeah, last episode, it was a lot of setup. This episode, Past and Present, looks like we're going to be traveling back to 1986 because we left off with Mikkel obviously being transported back. He went through the cave, so we're just going to continue following that story. I think we're going to be introduced to little girl Hannah, which is going to be interesting to kind of relive those. That storyline, those plot points. So it's going to be very interesting to hop back into this. Thanks guys for following along with this series. I didn't really think it was going to be taking off as well as it is right now. So thank you again for that, especially those who were around the first time when I was watching Dark. So welcome back everybody. So yeah, I think I'm just going to stop yammering. I'm just going to hop right back into this. We're going to talk about it immediately after it finishes. And yeah, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And here we go.
Wer bist du? Wo sind meine Eltern? Wer sind sie? Weißt du, wo er ist? Weißt du, wo Mats ist? Tut mir weh. Was machst du hier? Nun sag doch was.
So this is Ines. Yep, Ines Conwald. Oh, I got it wrong. I thought she did that. Okay, this is Charlotte, and for some reason she gets fascinated by the dead bird. Just stuffs it in her bag. That's hilarious. I think in my initial reaction, I was questioning the red lipstick because they had mentioned that earlier, and they were discussing that, like the song lyrics. So I thought that was going to be like some sort of clue as to why certain people were going missing, but just other things to throw me off, I guess. Oh, this is when they talk about the lyrics. Yep. It's so weird because I actually kind of liked Kid Hannah. She seemed like a really cool character. That's so crazy that that's his mom. Just getting bullied by your mom. No, I think that's Townhouse's book, right? A Journey Through Time. I'm trying to remember why he gave that to her. I mean, there's a reason, but I don't know who told him to do that. Because everything plays a part. I'm just trying to reignite this fire here. No future. It's the same thing on Ulrich's jacket. And then on his room too, it's like a rock band thing. Okay, so what's the deal with this? Like, obviously it's a reference to 33, but I can't remember, were 33 birds killed? Right, she notices like there's a discrepancy there. Then she confronts the old boss or something. And he tells her to keep quiet because of reasons. I don't know how much information we get in this episode about that, though. Yeah, what I need to... What is this? What's going on?
Ich will zu meinem Vater.
Wie heißt er denn?
Ulrich Nielsen?
Ulrich Nielsen? Der Ulrich Nielsen? Wie heißt du?
Mikkel.
Weiter?
Nielsen.
Ich habe hier einen verletzten Jungen. Kann den einer von euch holen? Danke.
They take him to the hospital to get checked out.
Dich abzuholen und sich das zu kümmern. Und ich kümmere mich in der Zeit Ulrich.
Right, this is the cop in charge of the case. He confronts Ulrich because he thinks Ulrich's pranking him.
Ich vermisse dich.
Because she's not seeing anybody else. How long has this been going on for? Like, ever since they were kids, right? Like this... Huh. Like, is there any concrete evidence in the show that Tronte is Regina's father? Like, there's strong implications.
Ich bin Schwester Ines. Aber du kannst auch gerne einfach Ines zu mir sagen.
I always thought it was crazy that she winds up drugging him later on. I'm just like, what? What? There's the no future. The X to the Winden. I'm trying to see if there's any more Easter eggs in this room.
Was ist das?
Ein Huf, das sieht man doch.
Hast du die Schafe getötet?
Wenn du dir nicht den ganzen Tag dein Hirn wegsaufen würdest, dann wäre Mats vielleicht schon wieder hier.
Die Tür war offen.
Wegen Mats?
Er hat ja den Schlüssel vergessen.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we ever give Jana enough credit because there's not a lot of time focused on her, but she lost her son. Her husband's basically lost. I don't know if she suspects him cheating at this point in time, but we never really see them together.
Den Namen, den willst du uns auch immer noch nicht verraten?
I told you my name is Mikkel Nielsen. My parents are Ulrich and Katarina. So this is where she wants to help the kid by not actually creating a record for him.
Wolltest du mir das einfach unterjubeln? Ich hab dir gesagt, wenn es Leichen im Keller gibt, dann muss ich das wissen.
Es gibt Dinge, die lohnt es sich zu wissen, und es gibt Dinge, die lohnt es sich nicht zu wissen, weil man sie ohnehin nicht ändern kann.
Why is he in a wheelchair?
Dann sollte ich umso mehr wissen, was das zu bedeuten hat.
Must be... Am I forgetting something? Just old age. Doesn't she come across Jonas in this scene? Like later on, we realize this? Or am I thinking of something completely different?
Hatte eines von diesen Schafen? Ich meine, fehlte dir mein Huf?
Alle so wie der liebe Gott sie geschaffen hat.
I always thought that was weird. So why does Ulrich have a hoof? It's like constantly all these little things that are supposed to like draw your attention away from the main story. Like a red herring, I guess. So this is like, he's showing her the truth of what's actually down there. The barrels or something.
Was wir wissen, ist ein Tropfen. Was wir nicht wissen, ein Ozean.
Wenn da was passiert ist zu Hause, ja? Dann kannst du erstmal hier bleiben.
It sucks that Mikkel's never going back. I don't know which episode we figured this out in, but I remember I was rooting for him for the longest time. But he never goes back. How horrible.
Ich komme aus der Zukunft.
Was hast du gesagt?
Ich komme aus der Zukunft.
Now, is it in this scene where her dog shows up? And we just find that out later on in the show? Gretchen. I think it was the dog's name, Gretchen.
Mama?
Hallo, hier ist Mama. Wenn du das abhörst, dann mach dir doch eine Pizza warm. Ich komme später, ich habe noch was zu erledigen.
Yeah, and I don't know if I brought it up in a previous video, but yeah, I said that Regina, I think, had it the roughest in the series. I don't know if I brought up her suicidal tendencies because I forgot that she was cutting herself. She wanted a relationship with her mother. Her mother's never there. That look of disappointment when her mom left unmessaged, so it probably happens a lot. Heat up a pizza. Got work to do. Oh shit. Kind of spooked me, but it's like the birds because it's like happening. I always thought it was funny the way he kind of like tries to avoid the birds. He's always like look at him. So what do you think is happening at this point? Just this raining birds. Was this ever expanded on? I don't remember. Like, why is she into this? Just because? Like, why does she want to keep dead birds in her freezer? And does he think at this point, because the lights are doing the thing like they did the night he went missing, he thought maybe he could go back and...
Hey, Hannah.
Hey Ulrich.
See, I like these moments, but I'm just like... how everything progresses and where we wind up in the future is just like, ugh.
Ist das jetzt die Apokalypse?
Schon ein bisschen enttäuschend.
Ich hab's mir irgendwie lauter vorgestellt. Greller.
I think it has to be like a running joke where everyone can just leave the hospital. No one will stop you. No security. No cameras. Cause he escapes. Then like Helge escapes like the nursing home. Winden's the ever so trusting town.
Auf eine Welt ohne Winden.
Auf eine Welt ohne Winden.
Ich glaube, Winden will nicht so einfach weg.
Na, vielleicht beim nächsten Mal.
It's weird because Hannah's supposed to be around the same age as Ulrich and Katharina, right? But she looks so much younger. I don't know if it's just because she's just shorter than everyone else, but she just looks so much younger. Like, it's kind of weird that she would have a crush on Ulrich because he looks like he's in high school and she looks like she's in middle school. It is. Yeah. Is this the episode where they kind of miss each other in time? Like they're both at the cave. But I don't know if it's an editing thing, but there's a moment where Ulrich calls out for Mikkel and Mikkel reacts like he heard him. What's that about? Like, he's hearing this, right? So how is this happening? See, he hears him. How is this happening? Is it because it's the cave? And it kind of like echoes all throughout time or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it. I love the composition of these shots. And this is Townhouse's place. And he's working on the time machine, I think. Okay, and that was season 1, episode 3 of Dark, Past and Present. You know what I'm starting to notice, though, that I've kind of picked up on the second episode? That there's a lot of build-up, but ultimately, at the end of the day, not a lot really happens in this episode, but I'm only saying that now because I know what's going on big picture. But as a first-time watcher, you're trying to figure out who's who, paying attention to all the little details. You have all these little red herrings sprinkled throughout the story that kind of distracts you from the main story. So there's a lot of things that you're trying to put together in your head, but when you're actually watching it, knowing where the story goes, not really, not a lot of big things are happening, but it's still continuously setting up for the next part of the puzzle and the story. So I thought that was interesting because I'm like, you want more. Because I'm like, okay, no, these episodes feel too short. Like, they feel too fast paced, too short. Like, I even though I know what's going to happen, I still want more, you know, and that's what the beauty, I think that the beauty that is the show, because the writing is it's so stark and sharp, and these characters are so well developed and fleshed out that it just feels like an honest story. You know what I mean? Especially when you know how it ends and how everything connects and all that good stuff. But when you're sitting down and watching this again, you're like, oh man, is this going to happen in this stuff? No, it happens later on. Is this going to happen now? No, it happens later on. So it's like a lot of setup, and that's not a bad thing because it's really well told and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. So if you're watching this for the first time, you're just so rich with questions and excitement, wondering what direction the story's going to take. So yeah, all of that, still really good. Storytelling is really good. Entertaining throughout. I don't think I have a lot of big questions throughout this episode, since it was another part of setting up the 1986 version of the world of the story. So outside of that, I don't think there was anything that kind of threw me off or something that confused me or anything like that. But yeah, if there's like any Easter eggs, I was trying to pay attention to the Easter eggs, but I guess you guys can explain to me the correlation between the sheep and the birds. Like why was there 33 sheep killed, but then when birds just fall out of the sky, and like it just seems like hundreds of birds are dead. So I'm just kind of figuring out, why is it 33 sheep versus more than 33 birds? Or are we just supposed to believe it's 33 birds? Because there's obviously more than 33 birds. But outside of that, I mean, like I said, just a lot of setup. But I feel like once we get going into episode... What was the episode where we find out what's the door in the cave? Well, I feel like once we get there... We'll get there when we get there, but I feel like once we get there, that's when things start getting juicier, because you're trying to figure out what the Sigmundus Creatus Est thing means, because there's a whole story to that, which is really exciting. So I can't wait to see if there's any Easter eggs or teases to that in those episodes. But yeah, no Jonas or Martha in this episode either, or Bartosz. None of those guys. It was all 1986, but through kind of Mikkel's perspective, which was neat. But yeah, okay, that's pretty much all I have for this episode. But if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more, you can be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I do have Patreon for full reactions if you're interested in that. But yeah, let me know what you thought about the episode, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, guys, see ya and adios.